Yo guys, welcome to the video. It's Neil here from Post to Post. Thanks for joining me today. We're talking uniforms. There's been a uniform change in the NHL at a really strange time. Okay, we are almost done this season, this weird condensed season, and a team has decided to change their uniform. Now, obviously, you know it's the Columbus Blue Jackets based on what I'm wearing, based on the title, and based on the thumbnail, but do you know what the change is? I'm not sure if you do. A lot of people missed it, but a couple of really focused individuals, focused Columbus fans, picked it up right away, and it's actually a pretty big change. So we're gonna dive into it and see what we think. Let's do it. Let's look at the previous uniform. I'll bring it up now. Now I will clarify that I think this is only on the away version of their uniform, not the home. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I've only seen them use this change on the away version. So right now we're looking at the previous version, which looks kind of fine, to be honest. I never really thought about Columbus needing a uniform change, but let's move on to the next image and see if you guys can pick it out. If you don't know, see if you can pick it out. All right, let's go. See it? I'm sure most of you do, but in case you didn't, let's go back. The old one, the new one. All right, let's see them side by side here. All right, so now that we have them side by side, it's incredibly obvious. It's the pants. Then they've mirrored or they've inversed. So instead of having red as the primary color on the pants, we've got that blue, and then the accent color is the red instead of the blue. So it is literally just a flop of color, an inverse of color, a mirror, and it makes such a huge difference in the uniform. Like, it is actually remarkable how much of a difference it makes. So guys, let me know down below in the comments how you feel about this. Was this a good change? Was this a bad change? I'd love to know your thoughts. Personally, I think it is an amazing change. And I go back to something I said just a couple of minutes ago. I never really thought that Columbus needed a uniform change, but it's amazing to see how much of a change, or how much of a big deal it actually is, how much of a positive impact it has on the uniform. Because the pants do, now that I look back, they kind of feel out of place, do they not? They're red, and nothing else on the jersey is. There's no abundance of red anywhere else on the uniform other than the pants, so they kind of stand out. They don't really match, and I never really thought about it. I guess, and I don't know why. I just I don't know. I guess I just never noticed it. Apparently, someone in the Columbus Blue Jackets organization did, and they suggested the change, and here we go. So it looks much better the way they have it now, with the blue pants accented in red. That little stripe along the bottom in red matches the stripe along the bottom of the jersey, so it's very complementary towards one another. It's balanced nicely, and it also is complemented as well on the collar because it's got that little red piece. So I really like this change, but it just it brings me back to, why now? It's a very strange time to introduce a uniform change. Now, I have some theories. I can't give all the details, but I'll give some. So we are coming up on the end of the season, so I think Columbus is really, they're trying to gauge the reaction from the fan base. And if it's positive, then they're going to move forward with a permanent change next season. Now, what I can say is that could be potentially a league-wide change, sort of, when it comes to jerseys. Now, it may not happen next year, the next season. It may happen the following season. Apparently, it could be delayed until the following season. It's not a crazy change or anything like that. It's widespread, but it's really minor. That's really all I can say. It's definitely not even publicly confirmed yet. But I think this is kind of like a market research thing. They're really kind of testing the waters to see if this is the direction that they should go. And I think the clear answer is yes. I think the majority of people prefer the change. I do. And yeah, it was just a great change. But it makes me think about other teams as well who have gone through this process. There's two examples I can think of. I'm going to pick one that was a big change and one that was kind of a small change. So let's start off with the big change. And it mirrors this a little bit. It was the Colorado Avalanche. We actually made a video about it 2 or 3 months ago. And it got a lot of comments, a lot of opinions, and a lot of mixed emotions, a lot of mixed opinions. This one I don't think is going to be that polarizing. I really think that most people will like this. But the Colorado one, that was a big deal. There's arguments in the comment section about that, which I love. I like seeing people argue about aesthetics when it comes to the NHL. But this was a big change, but a good change. The Colorado one was a big change and on the fence. And the small one was, let's see if you can guess it. Chicago. Yeah, that's right. Chicago made a little tiny change to their jersey. So I think it was the first 2 years of Adidas, or maybe it was just the first one. Pretty sure it was the first two, though. Chicago used a different collar than what they use now. Their collar actually came all the way down in white to the front. Now it kind of stops halfway along the neck. So a little change. You probably didn't notice it. A lot of people did, though. If you've got a good eye, if you follow jerseys, you definitely know about it. But it's a little change that really, it was a really, really good change. Like, it was a small change, but a good one. One that I'm jealous of, because as a Canadiens fan, Montreal does use that collar that goes all the way down in white to the neck, and it looks like a priest collar. So I'm jealous as a Canadiens fan that the Chicago Blackhawks looked at that, saw a problem, and made a change, but the Canadiens didn't. Like, what are you doing, Montreal? Change the collar to match Chicago's, because it looks so much better. So, it's a minor thing, but it did make a big difference to me, since I'm so obsessed with jerseys. And I kind of like these little changes. It's I don't ever remember paying attention or talking about this stuff prior to making this channel. Like, if I've been talking hockey my entire life with friends and coworkers and colleagues, and we always talked hockey. We never really talked about uniform changes. If there's a new jersey that comes out and stuff, we talked about it. But as far as a uniform change, no one's really talking about it back then. But now it's kind of a big deal. There's been a lot of conversation about this. So I think people are really starting to appreciate how teams visibly look on the ice, not just how they play. So I like the subculture of hockey that way. So anyways, let me know what you think down below in the comment section. Do you like this change? Do you dislike this change? What teams do you think should change their uniform next? And maybe we can talk about that in the future and kind of come up with some theories and some thoughts, and go from there. So thanks, guys, for watching. Appreciate it. You should hit the subscribe button if you're new, because we're talking more Columbus Blue Jackets real soon. We're talking about if John Tortorella is going to get fired or not. All right, guys, have a great day. Catch you later. Adios.